How y'all doing?
What's Satori?
You got that down pretty good.
That wasn't a bad one. What's the Satori?
Quick recap, guys. What's the Satori?
Second last weekend or third last weekend, the 19th?
Yeah, it's getting close to the end of it, whatever it is. Good weekend had. If you weren't here to be part of the having, you missed out. You missed out big style. Fair play to Patsy with the kids party. We done the kids grading first. Some good technique there, some good technique going down, which was real nice to see.
The beginners were tested on 2 areas and 2 specific takedowns. The intermediates were tested on 4 specific takedowns. The advanced were tested on switching and back control and finishing. And the teens were tested on switching.
On if they could put up with me shouting at them. That's what they were tested on.
Which they done a pretty good job on. No, switching, back control, understanding of the back control, and finishing on the back. So it was very impressive. Yeah, it's nice when you come along, they all spruce up a little bit more. So no, it was really good all the way down. But the hardest part of it all was the Secret Santa.
Oh yeah.
I think it was Blanchardstown's biggest Secret Santa. It was so hard to do. That was the last 3 or 4 weeks, getting to make sure all the kids had the names, the thing, and then, yeah, one thing was the saviour was that we just sort of copped this week, we were like, which is such a simple thing if you're doing it, but just whatever class group you're in, just write the class group on the bottom, because there's so many kids with same names, and that saved the day. So it was like Shelley beginners or whatever, and you know, it worked out. So lots of happy kids.
Yeah, it was deadly to see. Obviously the bigger kids, like, they're chilling out enjoying the present, but the small kids, like, some of them were so happy. There was one guy, he got a fire engine, like a fire truck, and had a remote control, and he was just like, it has a remote control! But it wasn't just like one up, like I came back to him like 5 or 10 minutes later, and he's just sitting there holding it, just looking at it. For like 10, 15 minutes, he was just sitting looking at it. Like, so he didn't even, not even the playing with it part, like, so he was delighted. So.
And there's still loads of presents for the kids that couldn't make it. There's loads of presents in under the tree, that kids who had soccer matches or finals and stuff on a Saturday morning. So under the tree, collect your present if you didn't get it Saturday morning. And if you weren't here, vice versa, for another kid, just leave it under the thing, and over the next few weeks they can collect it from under the tree. So it was good crack, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the picture summed it up pretty well, because like, we're in it looking like you're only dealing with one group, whether it's beginner, intermediate, advanced, teens, whichever group you're looking at, and like that's kind of when you're focused. But then Pat got a picture overall of most of the kids. Some had started leaving, I suppose, if they're leaving early, but we got a good chunk of the kids there where you can see just overall, and it's just kind of like it tied it all back together pretty well.
It tied the year together pretty well.
Yeah, and it's just, yeah,
you know, it comes in waves and ups and downs and ins and outs and cross and back around. And yeah, no, but it's nice when it all comes together like that. And now that we're getting better at making it all come together like that, it's like it's grand if you just have one area, you know. But if you're managing 7 areas, it's very hard to get it all together to blow up.
Hard to keep all the pies in the sky.
And then what's actually hard about that group is it's hard to keep the beginners and intermediates away from hearing the advanced talking about competitions and ruining it all, because then everyone wants to compete. And why can't I go to the competition now? So you're trying to just keep it in their stages now, but it was really, really nice to see.
It was visual. I suppose it was quite visual because a lot of colour and it looks quite well, but it just, it was good visual representation of what was going on in the day, which was nice.
Yeah,
and
happy faces.
It hit me a little bit at the time. It was just like, oh Jesus, fair play, Patsy. No, fair play, Patsy.
Just because since John had a baby 6 weeks ago, this big softy's coming out now all the time. It's like fair. He's accessing these emotions that he never had before. So we're all learning. And John,
Jesus Christ, you cut me off pretty good there before I got going, didn't you?
I'd say, yeah, then leave it at that.
No, man, I was going to say fair play to Patsy. He's doing a good job.
I know.
And then, like, doing a real good job. Great to see. We're talking about all the different areas, but great to see Patsy area improving so much over the year. Yeah, I think.
Your areas aren't going to do bad either, man.
I mean, you as a person. Remember, like 3 or 4 years ago, like. I'd be in the room doing like the accounts and stuff, like, and the accounts were bad. You know, they're really, really bad. Like, really trying my patience, and I do them every week until like buckle. But Pat just come in and be like, "What are you doing? You take with all these numbers and all, just like messing up the pages and stuff." Like, oh come on! And to see where you are now, just a few years later, like. You're doing all right, you know.
Happy days, yeah. Money in, money out. That's all it is, isn't that right, Janji?
Yeah, finally got it through to your head. Money in, money out. Profit and loss. But anyway, we're getting there. Patsy's doing great in all those areas. It's great to see.
Yeah, wait and see next year. Big plans for next year. But then, that was just the kids section. Then from 2 to 3 we had an end of year staff meeting.
Yeah.
Which went really good.
Yeah.
I think it was just because it was the end of year one. But everyone's on board there, and we had like 12
on
or
board
15
or
lads
overboard.
together.
One or
on
the
board
other.
or overboard, yeah. And everyone come together. We gave out some staff uniforms going into next year. That was grand. Then we had a staff meal it was meant to be 7 to 10, but once again, me in particular, trying to plan way too much out into a day. So we cut it short to 8:30 till 10. A few people
Got the best Indian in town.
Got the best Indian.
Yo.
It was so nice.
It was nice.
The best
but the
Indian
aftermath
delivery
wasn't-
driver in town. Oh, I want to see this delivery.
Oh, you'd have to see it.
That won't even
Could
go
you do a
into it.
recreation? Nah, it'd be too much.
It's just a podcast in itself. Or it's a What's the Satori in itself. And yeah, we got the Indian in, and then we watched the UFC. Then all the gym
Got
could
the
arrive
Indian
from
out
town.
first.
Got the Indian in and out.
Yeah.
And then all the gym could arrive from 10 till UFC was over. So that went on for a while. I made it till about 5 a.m. and left, and then the lads finished off the fight. So yeah, so it was a good all in. And then Sunday morning, Yanis was back in for there was a weightlifting competition, and another organisation just needed a space because they're going through gyms, and they just rented out the strength and conditioning area of our gym, and it was cool because they had a full setup, and they come in, and then Yanis had to come in and manage that. Fair play to him.
Some of the guys coming in thought that was the setup for the UFC.
Yeah, they were like,
because
how
it
big
was
this
huge.
UFC
Like there was
event's gonna be?
chairs
This was-
everywhere,
yeah.
big backdrop, like.
And
I
then
looked the part.
and then Yanis finished up last night, and then I came down just to make sure that there was one or two things tidy. And when I was going home last night at 10, I seen Yanis and Max out on a 5K, man. I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
They just don't stop. So I was hanging out the window screaming at them there on the
Said
concert
their
road.
hamstrings wrapped them this morning. Then Yanis was in training this morning.
Yeah,
Getting it done.
Yeah, getting it all done. A good push there, and that was it. So
The UFC party was good. I just said no push over, but it's great just to see some of the people outside of the normal.
The
Like
kimono.
we're always, outside of the kimono was a good way of putting it. Like the lads were great crack. It was great crack. It wasn't overly big. Like there was just a nice bunch of us, and everyone was just like.
I thought it was nice because it was going on for so long, because we'd obviously been here all day. It was kind of just a steady number, but different people arriving and leaving at the different times. So it was always kind of the same number, but you had a lot of people through the gym. If they were heading out, they stopped in for a quick one, or if they were out, they were coming back in on the way home. But no, it was nice to get everyone together.
Yeah, it really was. And something I was thinking about doing on the Thursdays was chatting a chat. After the training on Thursday. That way we sometimes hang around for the chats.
yeah.
If there was someone that wasn't training in that class group, they could just come down for a chat and chat.
Yes, 2 quid of coffee. No, I'm only joking.
No,
Thursday
night-
night's free.
yeah,
I'll bring the
Thursday
tea
night,
bags.
Yeah.
For the coffee. I'll bring the tea bags.
Yeah, but it would be good crack. And just for something to do, because a lot of people, you see some people there, and there's so much going on, they say, and they're down for the Christmas party, and you can see how much it kind of means to them, just to get a chance to get out of their house, and get out and about. So even just something small, social like that, where you can do it without fucking.
It might mean so much to someone that is, you might be so
It's
busy.
good
But there was
crack
good
having
chats.
the
Yeah.
good crack,
lads.
and much better setting to do it in than the pub or wherever else.
So
you might
what
end up.
time is that then? Is that from this
I'd
Thursday?
say
Is
about
it?
9:15 till close at 10. If we're still training till 9:30, whatever, just chill out on the mats after. Like usually people would be there anyway, but just to make it more kind of official.
Yeah.
Chats.
Chance.
People are gonna love that. That's gonna turn into a GIF. My head turned inside out into an arsehole or something like. That's the truth of it. That's the truth of it. You can't do anything positive.
So the Friday, or the schedule for the Christmas period will be up on the Facebook tonight. We are just doing what days we're open, what days we're closed. The kids' classes, 1 or 2 of them mightn't be as normal, but we'll just do a kids' open mat, so all the kids can come in, and we'll do a bit of sparring and a few games. And then there's another What's the Satori going out at the end of the week or the start of next week, just about the year in a kind of nutshell and what's the plans for next year, because we have so much stuff coming for next year. It's for the kids, for the adults. A lot of more structure in a few areas, and any of the seals that were leaking there are well and truly sealed.
The grading, 20th of January, 7 p.m. Be there.
20th of January, 7 p.m.
Yeah, be there. And yeah,
Is that the week of the Europeans, or is it straight after?
Not sure.
Not sure.
Not sure. In and around it. No odds anyway. Either way.
If you're not at the Europeans, you'd be grading.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, we'll be out there next week anyway, doing What's the Story, rounding up a few things like Pat was saying. But if we don't, happy Crimbo. Have a good one. Hope the year went well for you. Yeah, I can't even remember if it went well for us or not. It did, yeah, but
Every year's
so
our
busy
year.
we didn't even remember. But that's it. That's a wrap, guys. Oh yeah, keep
Stay
training. Yeah, keep training
Don't
this
just
week.
stop over the break.
Yeah,
Keep training.
We'll have. It'll make January so much easier. You don't have to get back into anything if you didn't get out of it. So we'll put up the schedule, keep training, and see you on the mats. Who's that?